I got done for the day early, which is kind of amazing. It feels really good. And I'm making myself a little salad, and so I thought I would show you. I'm making salad. I'm about to edit a bunch of video so I can get a couple videos out this week, so you're welcome. It feels so good to shut down before I'm so delirious that I can barely back my truck and it's dark and I can't see shit. That is like my nightly thing, and it's such a relief to not have to do that today. It's worth it for making slightly fewer miles today. It's totally fine. This is how I'm starting my salad. I have a thing of coconut oil here. I just took like a tablespoon of that ish and nuked it to melt it for like 30 seconds. And then I always have apple cider vinegar, because I use that in my morning drinks. So I put like another tablespoon or so of apple cider vinegar, and then there's some salt and black pepper and just a little bit of cayenne. And I just did this. And then what I'm going to do is just put my organic power greens in the bowl, and I have a piece of, I don't really want this spoon going in there, but it's going to anyway, I'm pretty sure. I have this piece of smoked salmon, and I'm gonna break that up and just put that in there. I've been wanting to eat this. And then I have this is the same stuff that I put in my oatmeal when I make oatmeal, but I'm gonna put some of these like seeds and stuff in there for fun. It's just gonna be a little impromptu salad. And my favorite kombucha, one of my favorite kombuchas, Guava Goddess. Love this stuff. So there you go. There's a simple, healthy truck meal. A nice like smoked salmon, a super green salad with some, what the heck are those seeds? They're not pumpkin seeds. Are they pumpkin seeds? No, they're not. I don't remember. I just wanted to share that because it is totally possible to eat healthily in a truck. And it's just a matter of buying the right stuff. And as long as you have a fridge, ideally, that really makes a huge difference. I wouldn't consider myself a health freak. Like, I was snacking on Swedish fish earlier. It's a balancing act. And I talked about this in another recent video. The thing about the way you eat on the road is like, it's easier, I feel like, if you think in terms of like, how can I stay focused enough on the road to not feel crappy when I'm driving and to not feel sleepy. And like, I don't have great habits when it comes to like caffeine or certain foods. Like, I was eating peanut butter. I love eating peanut butter sandwiches, but if I eat them with the wrong type of bread, like if I get white bread, the kind that never ever gets moldy because it has so many like preservatives and dough conditioners and crap in it, I feel like I have to pull over after like 40 minutes. I feel like I'm gonna fall asleep. And that's a signal that is not something I should be eating, because trucking is so demanding of mental energy. People don't realize it. It requires so much focus and energy. And if you're eating the wrong kinds of things or like ingesting the wrong kinds of things, you're creating this yo-yo effect in your brain and your body where you just keep feeling the need to take in more and more to be able to have that level of energy. And for me, the struggle is with caffeine, because I love coffee, especially in certain weather or like when I'm in a certain mood or whatever. I want to keep drinking it all day, and I have to stop myself, because if I overdo it, I'll feel so crappy. Not to mention, I will have to stop so many times to pee. It's ridiculous. And that's partly a me thing, but it's also has that effect on a lot of people, and not conducive to trucking, because you can't just pull over. And some people, from what I hear, don't actually pull over. They just keep driving and do what they do, and that's weird to me. But you need to get out of your seat. If you're driving that continuously, you're asking for all kinds of health issues. So you should just pull over. Like, just pull over, you know? I could say more, but I'm biting my tongue. Anyway, I'm not trying to be preachy or be like, you should eat healthy, here's how you doing, be annoying. Like, no, I eat plenty of crap, believe me. I eat like cookies, and I have a Cinnabon here and there, like, or at least part of a Cinnabon, so I don't have to take a nap. And you know, I eat chocolate constantly and stuff like that, but I just try to do what won't like have a rebound effect that I have to like deal with later, you know? It's like just thinking about how future me is gonna feel and working it out from there. Good morning from the driver's seat. I just want to show you guys something cool. Oh, that's a really cool Pete, man. I should show you guys. It's got a really dope paint job. Yeah, I get excited about trucks sometimes. I would love to drive one of those. I just want to know what it's like. Somebody let me drive your Pete. Come on. I won't mess it up, I promise. Anyway, okay. Everybody, every company, every customer needs to have these. Oh my God. Thank you, Costco. This is so awesome. A pager. So for anybody who doesn't know what this is, but most of the drivers out there know what this is, because once in a blue moon, you probably go to a DC or a customer that has these, and it's like, why do they not all do this? It's just, yeah, it costs them money, but it's such an efficiency thing. I'm sure, like, there's no question of whether this driver is going to get the message. And the best part is it will allow the driver, who is inevitably sleep deprived, to like take a nap and have something that'll wake them up, so they don't have to watch a light to see when it turns green to know when their delivery is ready. This is going to go off when my door is ready. I'm waiting in the staging area, and it's going to say what door number to go to. I'm going to go to that door, and then it's going to go off again when I'm done getting unloaded. And it's like, oh, what a revelation. So it's a good morning so far. I'm so happy that yesterday I only had like a 10-hour day or so, and it worked out perfectly for me to shut down where I did. I shut down when it was still light out and I wasn't exhausted, and it was just like, it makes me realize how no wonder I have a hard time, like, you know, backing into spots at the end of the night, because it's the combination of exhaustion and anxiety that builds up during the last like 2 hours of my drive, when I'm thinking, where am I going to park? Am I going to be able to find a parking spot? You know, am I going to be able to back my truck when I'm tired and it's dark and I can't see anything and these lots aren't well lit and there's a bunch of people driving around being crazy? Because many of us who are coming into truck stops around that like 6:30, 7 p.m. time slot are just stressed, and you can feel the stress energy in that environment. So I stopped early enough that the sun was still up. I was walking laps in the lot while I was talking to my brother on the phone, and it was really nice to just like do that for a little bit of exercise and have a conversation, and then be able to spend some time editing video, get up, get here early. I was almost a little too early. I had to sit in the driveway and wait a few minutes, because as those of you who drive know, you can get penalized. Your company can get fined if the driver shows up too early for an appointment, which is so, okay, whatever. These customers, man, they got these trucking companies by the you know what. Anyway, that's all I got. I just wanted to share. This is awesome. Every company should be doing this. It just makes so much more sense. I hope you have a good day, whatever you're doing. Good evening. I'm at the end of my evening, about to wind down and go to sleep, and I'm reading, and this is a very badly damaged copy of Stephen King's It. I'm on page 930, and it is taking me an actual eternity to read this book, to the point that, which was from the Chicago Public Library, where I have a library card. It got so bad because it was in my truck, and it's such a heavy book that like a huge chunk of the pages fell out. That's somewhere else in my truck. I was like, okay, I could either repair this or I could just buy a new copy. And I went to the library like all sheepish, and I was like, okay, this book got so badly damaged, can I just buy a new copy? And she said, yeah. And the problem was, because it's taking me so long to read it, not just because it's a huge book, like it is, how many pages are in this thing anyway? I don't even know. Like, it's got to be 1,200 something, like 1,100 and around 1,150 or so. They said, yeah, fine. So I ordered them another copy on Amazon, and because they auto renewed it so many times. And it's because I don't have time for reading. So I read like 10 minutes a night, you know, after I'm done editing video or watching YouTube videos or watching Severance, which I watched twice through, and I kind of want to watch it a third time. I'm so obsessed with that show. I also listen to a podcast that is just like a full recap. I haven't been that obsessed with a show in a really long time. Anyway, I bought a new copy, and I couldn't even get it to the library because my 34 is always on a Sunday when the library is closed. So thankfully, my wonderful former roommate took care of it for me. I'm very grateful. Thanks, Robert. This is my second day in a row of having a day that was only 11 hours, which feels short and awesome after like I've been pulling 12, 13 hour days almost every day that I work. And this day, it just worked out that I needed to stop where I am, because if I continue south, which is the direction I'm going toward my next drop off, which is I'm currently on the border of Wisconsin and Illinois, and my drop off tomorrow morning, or actually closer to 1 p.m. Eastern, because I'm switching time zones, which always throws me off, man. But my drop off is in Michigan, like near Grand Rapids. So if I had continued south with the time that was left on my clock, I might not have made it to our terminal, which I would have been in a huge rush, and there would have been like no good places to park getting close to there by the time I was going to park. So I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to stop now, but I'm going to get up at 3 in the morning. And I kind of want to get myself into just getting up at 3 regularly when I work. What sucks is then on your days off, you can't sleep in. You know, the latest I'll be able to sleep in then would be like 5 or maybe 6. And then you feel bad about it. It's weird being on this kind of schedule. But someone said in my comments something about like getting on the road by 4 a.m. And I totally get that. When I was training with the 1099 company, when I was doing the flatbed job, I would get up at 1 o'clock and be there at 3 in the morning. And it was really hard to adjust to that sleep schedule. I had to go to sleep by like 7 p.m. And even at that, that's not really enough sleep for the long days that we were doing. But it's so much easier. That's one of the only ways to get around the constant lack of parking that is a plagues all of us truck drivers. I just listened to an NPR story that said there's 1 parking space for every 11 trucks on the road. Don't even get me started. I won't go on a whole rant about it, but we all know it is a major problem that we deal with, and it's a huge source of stress. And it shouldn't be that way. I'm trying not to rant, but it's hard, man. That subject gets me riled up. But if you get yourself on the road super early, then you really don't have to worry that much. And today, parking while the sun is still up, it was so much better. Then I went and took a shower, and as I came back, I saw how quickly it had filled up just in the time I was in there taking a shower. What else do I want to say? I just want to give another shout out to Josh of This Guy Trucks, and I'm just really loving his content. There's been a real change in tone, and I think it speaks to the fact that sometimes it's a good idea for people to take a break from trucking. And he did that, and then, you know, kind of got that excitement again to come back out here. And that's the nice thing about having a CDL. You can step away from it, do something different, and then it's still going to always be here for you if you maintain that license. And then it's making me think about also Shelby from Happiness by the Mile. She just posted a video where she was talking about how she's turning 30. And it was funny because I'm like thinking back on how when you turn 30, it feels like this big milestone. But every decade that you get older, you look back on that time and you're like, oh, that was silly, you know. 30 is not a big deal, but I know how it feels like that. I'm going to turn 45 this year. And of course that feels like, whoa, it's like I'm getting way too close to 50. And that number feels very strange to me because I feel very young. I don't feel middle-aged, but you know, my body says I'm middle-aged, but my mind is still a lot younger than that. And that's the way I'm going to keep it. And I'm going to keep taking care of myself so I can do all the things I want to do, but I digress. Shelby was talking about feeling like this sense of, at the turning point of turning 30, feeling like she needs to figure out what she wants to do. And like I said, you know, that's something that you feel when you're that age, but it's not as big of a deal as we feel like it is. And later you look back on it and it's not as serious. But she's been doing trucking for most of her 20s, and so it's that pull of the road where you know, time flies by and there's a lot of negatives of it, but she was talking about loving the challenges and the change, the constant change, and I completely relate to that. And there's times when I'm back in the city and I'm like, I gotta get back here, I want to be back here. And then when I'm out here driving, I'm like, I love this, you know. But also I'm on a Midwest regional run and it's getting boring, so I know I want to change it up. I want to see a lot more of the country, but I don't want to do that with the company that I'm at. So I need to figure it out. I need to do some research and figure out what my next steps are. I'm really stoked about Josh's new content. I love that he is showing more of what he's doing. And he's really funny. He cracks me up. Some of the stuff that he says totally cracks me up. The latest that really got me was when he was talking about how if you go to certain deliveries and you run late, they will like put you in your place. It feels like a psychological game. Like food deliveries, especially like to major food distributors, you show up late and they said it's like when you're a kid and they're gonna make you stare at the wall and think about what you did. That really got me. And it also gave me flashbacks to my childhood of the many times I had to stand in the corner and the absolute rage I would feel. I hated it so much that I would intentionally like snot on the wall because I was so mad. I would like push my face into the wall. I hated it. Do you see how hard I'm trying not to swear? Oh my gosh. Anyway, go watch Josh's channel. It'll give you a laugh. And it's nice to see someone who has experience come back from a break and sort of look at it with fresh eyes. I think that's a cool thing to witness. So that's all I got. But I hope you're having a good night wherever you are. I hope I can get some sleep because I got to get up in a little over 7 hours. And I'm going to read for a few more minutes and then try to catch some Z's. Wish me luck. I hope you're having a good one wherever you are. Thanks for watching. I will catch you on the next one.